and work. Hello everybody, welcome to BRL Tier 5. We are here today for the Vietnam Grand Prix. We apologize for the delay. I hope the stream is up and working well. So joining with 3 minutes left in quali. We got Tiro Stig on pole right now, and we got some drivers coming out for their final outlaps now. So we'll catch the final runs in quali at least. So we got Caveman in second, Marlon in third right now. Caveman's actually on an outlap. I think Redeemer and Shifts are actually on a lap right now themselves. Shifts is invalidated. Redeemer is on a lap though. That isn't invalidated, so let's stick on board with that. One thing that is catching my eye right now is Marlon in P3, who's on a set of medium tires. That's a pretty good lap time for those mediums. I'm here with Cocom today, Gas Smoking. Love the name.
Hey, thank you, FinFan. Yeah, guys, looking like a fast quali session here so far. A lot of medium runs and a lot of soft runs, pretty split up. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do here. The last 2 minutes.
Definitely, I am looking at Redeemer now. He's going through to the end of the second sector to the start of the third sector. Not purple, but we'll see what he can do for the rest of this lap. Going into the very tight third sector of Vietnam, wall by wall as you pass each turn. Swooping left and right-hander corners. Now he's going into the penultimate corner. Try not to lock it up, a tiny lockup, but not too much. Now you got a blind left-hander to finish off the lap, and he hits the wall, and he don't think he'll improve it. Oh, he still improves his time. Wow. If he hadn't hit the wall, he might have done even better there. Yeah, that's surprising, actually.
Oh, and tweaking. Just crossed the line with a 1:35.619 to take pole.
Good lap time from him. I don't think Stig is coming back out. He's still in the pits. So, yeah, I don't think Caveman is on a lap either. He's 5.2 seconds down. Redeemer just finished it. His lap, Dynass, goes P1 with a 35.3. Wow.
Oh, tweaking looks to be around.
Ooh. Hopefully he can get out the way before, I think that's Tez Signs coming through. Yes, it is. He's on a lap himself, almost a half a second up. Marlon retires from the session. He is content with the medium lap he set. Victor also retires from the session. Milk has gone P1. Now he did a 35.1, 2 tenths faster than our current leader. Or P2, my bad. 2 tenths faster than P2.
Looks like Shredder's gonna cross the line here.
He goes P7. Redeemer's going into the pits right now. I think Ted Signs is coming through third sector. He is 9 tenths up on his time. Doesn't look like he'll be challenging for pole, but he'll definitely shoot up the grid if this continues. Going through the final corner. Where will he go? He goes P1. Wow. Okay.
Very
P1
nice lap.
Ted Signs. 35.0. Is anyone else on a lap? Phantom's still on a lap.
Looks like Caveman's coming across the line to finish his lap here.
Oh, yes, he is. P4 only. think Phantom will be the last one to cross the line. It says he's about a second up. If that is true, it'll put him around 11th, I think. No, he goes P6. He's 2 seconds up, not just 1 second. So I think that will be our grid. Catching the last moments of qualifying, not too bad after all. So we have Ted Sainz on pole from Sergeant Milk in P2. So to go over the grid real quick, we have Test Sainz on pole, Sergeant Milk P2, Dynass in P3, Caveman P4, Tweaking P5, we have Phantom P6, Stig P7, Redeemer P8, Shredder P9, Marlon P10. I feel like Marlon could have challenged for pole if he had gone out on the soft compound, but he was content with his medium run. Tito will be P11, Shifts P12, Victor P13, Money Hustard P14, and Big Harry Jock in P15.
Yeah, that first 10 all within a second. Very nice quality times all around.
Definitely.
It'd be interesting to see what Minus does after the week he had last week in P3.
Now, commentate last week, so that's where I go to you for information. Who won last week?
Last week, if I'm not mistaken, actually, you know what? I apologize. Let me go ahead and look at the standings. I do apologize for not having this up in advance.
Looks like a nice bright day for race day. You see the cars to the left all lining up as well. We will be back momentarily.
So last week's winner was Marlon Canga.
Ah, interesting. So he starts P10 actually, but he is on the alternate compound attire.
Also,
on the medium right now. It will be interesting to see everyone outside the top 10 what they start on.
Also, to note, Tess Sainz did not finish last week to be on pole. That's a big step from last week.
Definitely to go from a DNF. Now he's in pole position. For today's race. So let's look at these tires. So no one elects for the hard compound. Top 9 are on the soft compound. Marlon actually qualified in the top 10 on the medium. And then everyone outside the top 10 except Shifts elects to start on those medium compounded tires. Now, I will say usually you can definitely do soft medium here, but it will be a stretch. Your tire. Oh, looked like there was some contact between Milk and Dynas. Maybe just on Milk's side because Dynas doesn't get disqualified. And now we have a big pile up at the chicane. So Milk is stuck on the grid now in second place. That's won't be very good for him because his tires will be ice cold at the start.
Yeah, definitely not how I'd like to start the race.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was talking about strategy. You can definitely do soft medium here, but that's probably, like I said, a very long stretch to do. We have very high tire wear at the end of both stints. What I think most of these drivers in the top 9 and Shifts will do, will go soft hard, because if you pit early for the hard, you get an undercut on the drivers that are still on softs, and they can last to the end of the race very easily. For all the medium runners, it'll be interesting to see. You can still do a one-stop, medium to soft, or even medium to hard if you elect to pit early. But I think most of those medium runners will be doing medium soft. If not, they're hoping to run a bit longer into the race for a safety car, which I would have no doubt in my mind we will see at some point in this race.
Yeah, there most definitely will be at least one. I believe we've seen them in every race this week.
Except Tier 1. Tier 1 did not have one. But every other race, I believe, has had one. Well, we're lined up on the grid now for the Tier 5 Vietnam Grand Prix. Waiting for the 5 red lights to come on at the top of your screen there. It's a little hard to see, but all 5 red lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go. Looks like Tez Sainz gets a good start. Milk gets a slow start because he has very cold tires. Dynas already they're side by side into turn 1, 3 wide. They avoid contact a little bit, but they make contact going into turn 2. They're still side by side going through the roundabout, and it looks like Stig has gotten up into 4th, but the Ferrari of Tweaking looks to have hit the wall, and Dynas is out of this race, and we, like I said, have a safety car already. Tweaking has wing damage. Tez Sainz has gotten off to a beautiful start. Caveman up into P2 as well. Tweaking is up into P3, but as you can see, as you look at his front wing, he has wing damage right now. Stig up into P4. Milk with an expected slow start with those cold tires. I can't tell if he has wing damage from this look. It doesn't look like he has wing damage. His teammate Phantom, no positions on that start, I believe. Let's look at the position change. So the biggest gainer from that is actually Stig up into P4. Started P7. And the biggest loser, of course, is Milk, who had cold tires on the start. And then, of course, the person who's already out of this race, Dynas, which has already retired. I'd say chaotic start as we expected. That's what you get a lot of Vietnam. You got a heavy braking zone down into turn 1 where you have a lot of drivers looking to make up positions, but not every driver can make up positions all the time. So 3 into 1 won't always work, as you've seen. Tweaking is in the pits, but that is to replace his wing. Looks like Shifts is also in the pits. He gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pits, but it looks like those are the only 2 who are in the pits. It'll be interesting to see what tires they go on.
Yeah, a lot of interesting action here in the beginning. I almost feel like I jinxed Dynas, but an unfortunate finish for him. Yeah,
I hate this pit stop strategy still popping up on my screen, even though we are on to lap 2 in this race. So, Shifts pits onto hards, Tweaking onto mediums. I do believe Shifts, if he wanted to, I think he could make it to the end of this race. But it will be an ultra stretch. But if he wanted to, I think he can. Tweaking, on the other hand, I've been proven wrong twice already by Tier 3 and Tier 4 by mediums lasting 24 laps. I highly doubt those mediums would make it to the end, but I will not say they won't anymore after me already being proven wrong twice, so I won't count that out either.
Yeah, but safety cars, 22 laps or 24, that's just incredible to see things like that. So it'll be interesting to see if we have any more safety cars and these medium runners can maybe get an advantage.
Definitely, because even at the right time, the soft runners could get an advantage, because say that comes out like lap 8 or 9, that is the point where hards can easily make it to the end. Even mediums could make it to the end. So at that lap, I wouldn't be surprised if both soft and medium runners would come in, which would give an advantage to the soft runners. I'm pretty sure we'll be back racing next lap, or at the end of next lap, not this lap. Tess Signs is your leader still. Qualified on pole, got away really well from second and third place. Yeah, and is yet to be challenged for that lead, of course, but we've only had 2 corners of racing, so not much to challenge him in those 2 corners. Let's go over those penalties I saw earlier. It was Tito, who I think actually hit the back of someone, so be interesting to see if he has wing damage or not. It doesn't look like it from here, but he definitely got a 5-second penalty from that, which will be unfortunate considering he has to make another pit stop. He won't be able to get that penalty removed. Shifts actually sped into the pit lane, so he'll definitely lose 5 seconds of race time, whether that be at the end of the race or during his next pit stop.
And it also does look like he received a 5-second penalty for a collision with Tito. But I'm sure he had already served that
yeah,
in his last pit stop.
Yeah, he did. He got 2 penalties on the first lap, so he definitely did. So, as you said, he served it in his first pit stop. He's now on hards. I'm pretty sure we'll be going racing now at the end of this lap. The pack is together. There it is in the bottom left. Safety car is in this lap. So let's actually get racing this time. Enough with the chaos of turn 1 and 2. Let's get away with the racing. Test Signs will lead the field to green again. Hungry Caveman right on his gearbox, looking to get any opportunity of a slip up from Signs. I think Signs has gone. Yes, he has. He's bolted out of the penultimate corner, and he's already got almost a second lead. In fact, he does have a second lead over Caveman now, and Caveman might be under some pressure here, maybe not, as we look back further in the pack. If there will be any moves made into turn 1, not looking like it at this point in time, but someone who is on someone's gearbox right now is Stig on Caveman. Stig now within 0.5 or a half a second of Caveman, but Caveman has closed in a little bit to get back within that DRS of Signs. And Milk, after a poor start on cold tires, is looking to come back at all of them as well. Milk might get a better exit here, going onto the back straight. Stig compromised his line just a little bit, so we'll ride on board with him for right now. It looks like he's saving his battery right now, which is smart of him. Looking back in the pack, I don't see any other cars that may be under pressure right now, so let's move back up front. Gas, if you see any battles that I'm not commentating over, feel free to tell me.
Absolutely.
But the battle up front is still looking pretty good right now. We got Signs still up front, but Caveman is closing that gap to only 0.4 now. Stig still on the back of Caveman as well, but Milk on the back of Stig as well. So it's ironic that this is a 4-way battle for the lead, because I said it earlier in one of the Discord chats, but yeah, it looks like Milk's moving to the inside to try to get some clean air into his engine. Oh, it looks like he's going for a move right now. Milk makes the move on Stig. Good move down the inside. at turn 2. Onto the back straight now, though. Stig is looking to come back at him. Be right on board with him. Will he send it up the inside at the end of the first sector? No, he backs out of it and stays behind for the time being, but he is still very close to the back of Milk, and Milk actually hits the wall there on the second roundabout this circuit. That actually compromises Stig's line. Milk might have some damage, but now Phantom is on the back of Stig, and he's looking to make a move. He's using all of his overtake. No DRS at this point, just pure engine power, and they make contact on the back straight. There's a tight gap there, and Phantom went for it. Will he go down the inside now? Maybe he does put his nose in there. They make a tiny bit of contact at the hairpin, but Stig is still ahead, but Phantom still on his rear axle. So it goes side by side in the third sector. Phantom locks up, and Stig keeps the position as Milk pulls away. I don't know if Milk has any damage or not, but let's look back up front. Caveman is still only about 4/10, a half a second behind Signs, who's doing a good job at defending right now, but will be a little bit more difficult to defend this lap because of the aid of DRS. Caveman will be getting in. It looks like Phantom is actually pitting pretty early on those softs. I think he'll be going to the hard tires right now, unless he's trying to go for a two-stop.
Yeah, I believe Phantom had some wing damage from that contact earlier on.
Ah, that would explain why. So we'll see what tires he goes on. It looks like a set of medium tires, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they are medium tires, but let's not worry about that. Marlon actually gets by Redeemer right there. And Caveman, I think, will be in attacking range of Signs on this lap as they go around the second roundabout in the second sector. He'll definitely be well within DRS of Signs, so let's ride on board with him right now. He will have DRS. He has ERS power deploying right now. He opens DRS on the back straight, moves to the outside, gets a pinch a little. Oh my lord. I think he's playing it smart right now, which is interesting. Most drivers would have gone for that. Money Hustard and Tito are battling as well. Looked like Money Hustard got by Tito right there. I saw a little bit of carbon fiber right there. I wonder who that was. It looks to be Milk. He's not got a right side end plate. He might have to make an early pit stop, get that replaced. And we got Shredder and getting by Stig. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3.
Oh.
Stig is round. Barely avoided by the Ferrari of Tweaking. He gets going again. It looks like he's escaped that with minimal damage. Shredder. Oh no, that's Milk pitting. Milk is pitting right now. And Caveman's actually dropped off the back of Signs. I think he might have made a mistake in that third sector there. Oh, Signs is round! Signs is round, the lead of the race by almost 2 seconds. And we have no time to dilly-dally as he gets going again. Marlon's making a move on Shredder right now around the outside of the chicane. But as we look further back, Signs is under more pressure. Victor sends it down the inside of the McLaren. There might be a little bit of contact, just slight contact there. But he's going for the move again on this roundabout. Be careful, Signs.
Oh.
Gets a bit of oversteer there. And now this is chaos. This is chaos down this back straight. We got Signs, Redeemer, a Ferrari, a Haas, Victor, Tito. Oh my lord, this is crazy action. Oh, what will be into the braking zone now? Redeemer leads all these guys, but Tez Signs late on the brakes. And down the inside, he's not made the move yet, but oh, we got a Big Hairy Jock is round. Resets the track as well. Stig flies by him. Big Hairy Jock only has half a front wing now. Oh my, that was crazy down the back straight. Let's look in this third sector. Victor, I think Tez Signs might have damage, I'm not sure. But he does go into the pits whether he does or not. But what he has done actually is bunch this pack up and given us amazing action right now.
Yeah, he really did not want to give up any positions there. That was a wild
We have
backstretch
a
run.
VSC Big Hairy Jock has retired from this session. Oh, that's not what it's for. It looks like Phantom, or I think Stig is spun again. Because he has no front wing. I wonder what has happened to Stig. And he's hit the wall again in the penultimate corner. He has to be careful there, as he has no front wing. Phantom, I wonder if he was involved with that incident when I picked it up, or maybe even Milk. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look at their front wings. I don't see anything. I think Test Signs has actually escaped that, because we're going racing again now, but Test Signs pitted there, so he basically got a free pit stop, and but he's still way far off of where he was in P1 just a couple laps ago. We're not even halfway into this race now, but we have Hungry Caveman leading now in P1, 3 seconds behind the medium runner of Marlon Shredder in P3 on those soft tires as well. Redeemer, we have a yellow flag in Sector 2, and it's a Ferrari of Money Hustard and Tito. Look to have made contact, and I think they both have damaged wings now. I don't know. Money Hustard doesn't look to have one, but Tito definitely does, and he outbreaks himself. Don't hit the wall. Lucky to survive that. He needs to be careful through this third sector, because he has no front wing. He needs to be careful not to hit that wall right now. As Milk gets by him safely, Tito will be coming into the pits now. Don't speed. Oh, I've just caught Stig crash out.
Not a good day for him.
Yeah. Didn't look like an intentional crash out either. He just lost a downforce at that part of the track. Unfortunate. So, 9 laps in, we've lost 3 runners. Dynas on the first lap of the race, Harry Jock just a lap ago, and Stig just on this lap.
Very exciting racing thus far. A lot of contact, but nonetheless, it's been very exciting. Only 9 laps in.
I'm going to pick up this. I feel like these are the closest cars on the track right now. Signs, Milk, and Phantom look to be the 3 closest cars on track right now. They're not in DRS of each other, but actually, as I say that, Victor is actually within 4/10 of Redeemer now. He's putting him under immense pressure going into this third sector. We'll keep an eye on that battle back in 8th, 9th, and 10th later, but let's keep an eye on this battle right now between Redeemer and Victor. It seems like Redeemer is red Xing just a bit.
Looks like he's having some connection issues.
Just a little bit, but hopefully that won't hamper any chance Victor has of passing him, as Shredder makes his pit stop now, and Victor got really close to the back of Redeemer there, but stayed out the back of him, luckily. Phantom sets the fastest lap of the race. 39.5.
Shredder comes back out on hards.
Yes, so he's definitely going for that one stop, and he's coming out right behind Phantom, actually, who's right behind his teammate of Milk. So we'll see what Shredder does to get by those two, but Victor still right behind Redeemer, exiting onto the back straight. It looks like he's trying to save a little bit of battery right now, but he still will have DRS, so he's closing. I highly doubt he'll make a move. He might try it though, round the outside of the hairpin. Can he make the move work? Oh, that's really tight. Redeemer gives him the little squeeze on the exit, but Victor gets immense traction around the outside, and he makes the move stick there. Now, as I said earlier, Shredder is on the back of the 2 AlphaTauris. Phantom was in the DRS of Milk, not anymore though. Just outside of it, 1.1 seconds it is now. Tweaking, or Redeemer actually pits. Caveman, who was your race leader, pits. And Redeemer pit off those softs, presumably onto either mediums or hard tires. As Redeemer actually gets a nose change, so that is definitely interesting. So it looks like he had damage with his when he was battling I already forgot. When Redeemer was battling Victor, yes. Who Victor is actually in P2 now because of pit stops, but Tweaking is right on the back of Victor. Test Signs is also on the back of Hungry Caveman, and they actually make a little bit of contact going into that chicane, and Test Signs struggles for traction right now, but I'm picking back up Tweaking and Victor as they go side by side down the back straight. Tweaking has DRS, Victor doesn't. Tweaking outbrakes him into the hairpin, and it looks like Tweaking has the move done. Looking back again, Test Signs is now looking for a move on Hungry Caveman. He brakes later, much later than him, and he actually hits the apex of the chicane. Sergeant Milk opportunistic. It gets the move done on Caveman as well. Caveman just came out the pits, and he can't make moves. He's falling back instead.
BRL also looking to make a move on Caveman.
I think Milk is actually catching up on Tez Signs right now. So we'll stay on board with these four as Phantom gets really close to the back of Caveman. Looking to make a move on him as well, going through the final corner, opening DRS, but Caveman unfortunately has DRS as well to help defend from that. Unfortunate for action, luckily for him. Sergeant Milk all over the back of Tez Signs. Loses a little bit of traction out of that corner, but still wasn't too bad. Gets the DRS going on to the first sector straight. Will he be looking to make a move now? Does he go down the inside now? He's going to try it. He hits the apex, and Tez Signs actually cuts the corner. A little bit of contact, but it was very marginal, in my opinion, and Milk now has super traction coming on to the back straight. Opens up DRS now. Will Tez Signs have anything to defend? He parks his car in the middle, but Milk is on the inside, and he going to try to brake later. They make contact. That was quite hefty contact, but Milk gets the move done. I wonder if he has even marginal wing damage now. These four all within DRS of each other still, and Shredder is hunting them down as well. Shredder on the hard compounded tire. I actually think if there were no safety cars to come out for the rest of this race, he would be the favorite to win, only because he's on the hard compound, and I think that they can make it to the end. Now, I do think Hungry Caveman's mediums will also be able to make it to the end, but they'll be on substantially high tire wear at the end. As Victor and Tweaking are in the pits, Victor gets a nose change. Tweaking passes him once again, and it looks like they are both on hards. Yes, they are. Let's pick this battle back up with Caveman and Tez Signs. Caveman gonna try around the outside, backs out of it, thinks smarter of it at this moment in time. He'll try to get him on the back straight, loses a little bit of traction there. Good traction onto the back straight though, but he is a little far behind, about 6/10 now. Phantom is actually closer to Caveman than Caveman is Tez Signs, and I think Phantom is going to go for a move here. He's in the slipstream of Caveman. Will he try to send it down the inside? He goes around the outside actually. Caveman tries to defend his position. Phantom gets on the curve, but they're still side by side going into the third sector now. Phantom's on the inside, Caveman's on the outside. It looks like they're going to give each other just enough space Super move by Phantom going into the third sector. And that actually invites Shredder to the battle. He's on the back of Caveman now. This is the closest battle on track. 5 cars within the vicinity of one another. Hunger Caveman lost a bit of traction out of that penultimate corner. You saw him on the inside there before the final corner. And now Shredder actually has a good run on him. Breaks later than Caveman. Will be looking to get a move done in the next couple DRS straights maybe. Caveman on these mediums, not finding the grip that he would want. Struggling a bit actually. Actually, it looks like Caveman is coming back at Phantom into this part of the track. He thinks better of it, going down the inside there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wants to give up at all.
Definitely not. Tito retires from the session. Looks like on track. Interesting. Because it does not look like he's in the pits. Hungry Caveman doesn't make the move on Phantom there. Yellow flag sector 1 is for Tito. I'm surprised he pitted. Oh, Tweaking and Redeemer going at it into the hairpin. Looks like Redeemer got a switchback on Tweaking. Tweaking went down the inside and went a little wide at the apex, which let Redeemer do the switchback on him. Yeah, it looks like after being overtaken by multiple cars, Caveman is finally getting those mediums to fire up now. He has actually tons of ERS energy, electrical power in his car, as you can see on his steering wheel. That yellow bar is just above half compared to Phantom. It's a little below half, actually. Our drivers have actually been pretty good with penalties so far. I probably just jinxed that, but yeah. Caveman is in the DRS of Phantom within 7/10. Tweaking is also within the DRS of Redeemer, but we're going to keep it on board with Caveman and Phantom right now as they go around the second sector roundabout. And Caveman's still not using his ERS energy. Phantom is using his. So Phantom will stay ahead for yet another lap. Now, back with Tweaking and Redeemer. I think Shredder made a bit of a mistake. He was all over the back of Caveman, but he isn't anymore, so...
And it looks like Redeemer has been making quite a bit of time on him each lap. So, it'll be interesting to see what happened with Shredder.
Definitely. Which Tweaking actually looks to be faster than Shredder right now, but Redeemer is still a little laggy at this point. Caveman's still in that DRS of Phantom. It'll be interesting when he decides to use that electrical power that he has, but Phantom now looks to almost be in the DRS of Tez Signs, which he isn't, but almost. So Caveman opens up DRS again. He's closing. I don't think he'll go for a move now, but if Phantom can get in that DRS of Tez Signs, and maybe he can help himself defend as he actually gets on the inside curb a little. And Caveman tried to go down the inside there, but Phantom was having nothing of it. And now Caveman using all that electrical power on the overtake button. Let's go off-board as he now opens DRS on the back straight. He'll be looking to make a move on Phantom. Will he go down the inside? Yes, he will. Does he brake later than him? Oh, he squeezes Phantom on the outside. He needed to give him a little more space than that, but either way, he gets the move done, and now he is on to Tez Signs. Pick
Looks-
up Redeemer and Tweaking again
Oh!
as I just saw Redeemer hit the back of Tweaking. He might have a bit of wing damage from that. I can't see any. He might have very slight wing damage. If he does,
It looks to be intact. Definitely struck him at the end there, though.
he did hit him quite hard, actually, and Hungry Caveman is wasting no time at getting away from Phantom. Already within 4/10 of Tez Signs ahead, or within 5/10, I should say. He's actually looking for a move maybe right now. Probably not. Thinks better of it. Hungry Caveman now opens DRS on Tez Signs. Will he make a move on this straight? He goes to the outside. Can he get it done? They're still side by side now, and Tez Signs breaks a lot later and actually pushes Caveman off the track, which lets Phantom sweep back by. I'd be watching Caveman here to get the both of them, actually. So if I were Caveman, I'd be deploying all my battery power here, as now he will get the DRS on Phantom. That opens up, and he'll go down the inside. Tez Signs defends. Phantom's gonna get by Tez Signs here into the hairpin. Caveman's trying to do the same. Tez Signs didn't give him much space, and Hungry Caveman, after Tez Signs pushed him off earlier, he repays the favor and pushes Tez Signs off the track. All this and Milk is getting away from this pack. So Phantom actually makes 2 overtakes in the span of 3 corners.
Yeah, that all worked out very well in Phantom's favor.
Tez Signs in the pits, presumably for a set of sauce. Oh no, and Marlon as well. Marlon in the pits as well. He comes out right in front of and Milk is soon from Marlon, who is on those fresh softs. Marlon already within a second. Hungry Caveman within a half a second of Phantom, but way too far back at the hairpin to do anything about it right now. Wow, Marlon is all over the gearbox and Milk. That grip on the sauce is just so for him. Push. Try to stretch these tires to the end. If he does, it'll be impressive, of course, but... And actually, Money Hustard has gone into the pit, so we'll see where he comes out in relation to Marlon. I think Marlon will have the net lead of this race, and yes, he will. Money Hustard is way back. Just now coming out the pits, and through turns 2 and 3, he is about 10 seconds behind Marlon. Milk gets a 3-second time penalty, so podium might be tough for Milk now, but he still might be able to make it happen. I think Caveman can definitely stretch his mediums to the end of the race. There'll be under some pressure from Money Hustard later on. Tweaking and Redeemer still, it seems like these guys have been going at it all race long. Phantom's come out the pits on a set of fresh softs, so be watching him on how he makes his progress through the field in these final laps. Yeah, I think Marlon, if nothing else happens this race, in terms of safety cars or mistakes, he's on his way to his second victory in a row in BRL Tier 5. He sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:39.1.
BRL already, or BRL Phantom already knocking on Redeemer's door.
Definitely, it just
get
helped
it
Phantom
done.
scrape the wall just a tiny bit. I don't think he has any damage from it, but definitely might affect him just a tiny bit. Milk went into the pits and is coming out now. Where will he come out in relation to his teammate? Just behind his teammate. His teammate gets the undercut on him. Test Sign sets the fastest lap of the race. Now it was a 1:38. Phantom is all over the back of Redeemer. Phantom moves to the outside. Doesn't look like Redeemer going to make it too difficult for him right now. And Phantom moves up into P5 in this race, looking to get a podium this race maybe. As now they are going on to the back straight. Now opening not DRS yet, but will be opening DRS. We got to keep an eye on Milk on Redeemer as well. Milk is on fresh softs. Phantom moves to the outside of Tweaking, gets by before the braking zone. Milk gonna try it around the outside of Redeemer, and I think he's got it done. Yes, he does. What a move from Milk. Milk looking to instantly get back by Tweaking and get onto his teammate Phantom, but Milk unfortunately has a 3-second time penalty himself, so it will be tough for him to actually secure the position on Phantom. I don't think Phantom or Milk will be able to challenge for a podium now that I think of it, because the top three actually probably won't make another pit stop. Milk goes for a move on Tweaking and gets hit round.
It actually looked like Tweaking conceded first. I don't know how we got into the rear of Milk's there.
Looked like Tweaking hit the side pod of Milk and they both spun there. I think if anything, Tweaking would have wing damage, but looks like neither of them got it. We got a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is Shredder, who has broken the right side of his front wing.
Definitely not what you want to do here in the last laps.
Definitely not. Test Signs got by Victor. Victor's in trouble as well. Broken the left side of his front wing now. So, hey Shifts, you're far behind on those softs, huh? I wouldn't count yourself out of scoring some points here today, so keep getting at it. 100K Man has been passed by Money Hustard as well, and you can see the gap that Marlon has pulled on Caveman ever since he passed him. And he looks like he's on his way to cruising to another victory in Tier 5. Might be bumped up to Tier 4, we'll see, because he said he won last week, so...
It was actually Marlon Canga, Money Hustard last week of 1-2 as well.
Who was on the podium last week? Milk. Milk was third.
Milk was third,
week.
yes.
I remember that. And after that incident between Tweaking and Milk, look at the two that are at it again. It's Tweaking and Redeemer. They've been at it all race. I swear, they've been next to each other all race long. So whoever comes out on top of this battle will definitely get some bragging rights for this race. But Tweaking has a penalty in hand still of 3 seconds, so it might be a little difficult for him to actually secure that position. As Shifts, as I said, look, he's up into P9. Maybe, maybe. Victor's coming out the pits now. Shifts don't spin. And Shifts is in now MP10. I don't know. Maybe Phantom can still catch up to Caveman. Maybe.
Money Hustard, he's breaking the this delta down just a little bit here, this interval.
True, but he's running out of laps.
I know.
He's just running out of laps. I
think he'll be about 2-3 laps short.
Well, there's less than 6 laps left, and he's over 7 seconds off, so he'd have to break out over a second a lap, which is maybe bumped up to almost tier 2 at that point if he does that. So, but I wouldn't count out a Phantom for the podium here. So he is closing that gap to Caveman. He is on the fresher softs compared to Caveman's older mediums, but I feel like he'll run out of laps as well, just that like Money Hustard is running out of laps. Redeemer and Tweaking yet again. The only two that are in DRS of each other. Right now, Redeemer behind right now, but Tweaking has that 3-second time penalty. And Redeemer will have DRS. Shredder actually gets by Victor. Victor looks to be in the pits again, so Shifts is in P9 after it seemed like a dreadful race from him, but still has chance for good points today. Or I'd say solid points at this point. Phantom's close, but just not by. I should say that he's gained almost a second this lap actually.
Still, I don't believe he'll have enough time. Just unfortunate for him.
True, I think he's gained just about a second that lap, but his tires will start fading away eventually. I think. Wow, Money Hustard's closed into 6 seconds now. Okay, I guess you weren't lying. He is closing in quite a bit, actually. How these two fancy tier 4?
Yeah, they're definitely they've been dominant
They got
these
some
last
pace,
2 weeks.
but they definitely got some good pace in themselves. Phantom still closing down that gap, another 7/10 so far this lap, but I don't think he'll have enough time. He needs to start pulling out like 2 seconds quicker lap. Shredder sets the fastest lap of the race, trying to hunt down Shifts in these final laps, and I think Shifts is fun. Again. Victor's actually retired from the session. That is a safety car. Dun dun dun.
And Money Hustard.
Oh, Money Hustard's gone into the pits. That's ooh. What tires does he go for? It has to be softs, but Caveman's into the pits as well. Oh, he sped into the pits. No. Oh, you can't do that at this point in the race. No. This is a blessing for Phantom. He will be up into P2 in this race. He will be up into 2nd place and have a great chance at a podium now.
You know, hungry
or
Caveman.
Will he? Money Hustard's coming out the pits. He'll be up in... Yes, Phantom will still stay in 2nd. Wow. A blessing for Phantom. Moves up into 2nd. Money Hustard on fresh softs, but... We'll see. I think they'll go racing with just a couple laps left, but dang, this safety car came out at a perfect time, didn't it?
Oh yeah, this really changed the game here big time. You know, Phantom was fighting for a podium. Now he's, you know, right within grasp.
Wow, okay. I'm looking at chat right now. I think this guy's name is Rich. Do they have a PS4 tier? Unfortunately, no. I don't know if PS4 tier will come in the future. But as of right now, we have 6 tiers on Xbox and 1 PC tier. And I think the bot actively, yes he does, actively puts our Discord in the chat as well, so that will also be there. Safety car and Marlon going on to lap 26 right now, so I'm pretty sure we'll be racing at the end of next lap. Phantom's tires will be a lot more worn than the people around him, as well as Milk, but it has put him in a track position to where he can actually defend and maybe possibly keep a podium. Another person who's now looking good for a podium actually depends on what happens up front. The 3 that are definitely looking beautiful for a podium right now are Marlon, Phantom, and Money Hustard, because none of them have penalties. Milk, Caveman, and Tweaking have 3 to 5 second penalties. Hold up. Alright. Sorry about that.
It looks like safety car is in this
Safety
lap.
car will be in this lap. The whole field won't be bunched up, but shifts as long as you finish this race, you'll score points, bud.
Yeah. Definitely a positive for that team.
So we're getting ready to go racing again. Marlon will lead the field.
Oh, Sergeant
Green
Milk
Milk,
with
it's another 5 seconds. That makes it 8 seconds for him. He might want to get that removed post-race. But Marlon leads the field to green. Phantom will be on it right behind him. Marlon loses a bit of traction coming out the penultimate corner. DRS will not be activated these 2 laps, unfortunately, so it is all raw pace for the top 3. Phantom goes a bit deep into turn 1, but makes the best of it. Sergeant Milk stays ahead of Hungry Caveman. Hungry Caveman's gonna go back down the inside and go super deep. And kind of rejoins the track in a very awkward and dangerous manner, but Money Hustard, because of that contact with Milk, also got 5 seconds, so yeah, maybe Tess Signs could get a podium before penalties are brought to the stewards, of course, because I'm pretty sure those will be protested. Phantom's going for the lead on Marlon around the outside. Oh, he doesn't make it work. He's got one more lap to try to do it again. Money Hustard all over the back of Phantom, though, now looking down the inside. And he pushes Phantom off the track. They're still side by side into this portion of the track, and Money Hustard has gotten by Phantom. Test Signs and Tweaking going at it further back as well. I think Money Huster thinks here, if I can get by Marlon and get this 5-second penalty removed, I can win this race. So that is what he's trying to do right now. As we head on to the final lap of the race, looks like at this point Marlon will win on track unless some crazy incident happens. But Money Hustard is going to try to get ahead here of Marlon and maybe protest his 5-second penalty to get removed. No DRS, just pure engine power. They're going through the first sector now into the third sector, going through the chicane. Money Hustler just needs to avoid any other penalties right now. Needs to get a clean exit out, and he got a beautiful exit out of that corner. He's right tucked up under Marlon, using all the battery power that he possibly has. They go side by side down the back straight for the final lap of the race. Money Hustard is ahead. Marlon is looking to come back at him around the outside. Maybe it won't happen. Money Hustard defends the inside beautifully, but gets on the exit curve a little. But he still gets decent traction out and will be leading the race into the third sector now. Now Marlon is looking for any way past Money Hustard. It doesn't look like it will happen. Money Hustard coming through the final sector. Depending on penalties after the stewards report in a few days from now, or maybe today actually, Money Hustard will cross the line in P1. Marlon will win the race on track. Phantom P2 for the moment being. Money Hustard sticks in P3. Tez Signs P4 after penalties. Redeemer P5. Tweaking P6. Shredder P7. Caveman P8. Milk an unfortunate P9 after what looked to be a strong race going for him. And then shifts P10.
What a beautiful battle up front to finish that in the last 2 laps.
Definitely. What great race that was at the end. And in the end, it might just have been for the win. We don't know yet because the game says Marlon at this point in Phantom P2. But Money Hustard may have just made a move for the win. We will see post-race. But as of right now, Marlon is your winner. I'll invite them to the party.
And FinFan, I'm actually gonna clock out. Have to get ready for Tier 6 race. And
Alright, that's fine. I'll do interviews. Thank you, Gas Smokin'. Hope to see you again later. Good luck in Tier 6.
hey, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
See ya.
Take care.
Yo, what's up?
What is good, Money Hustard?
Oh.
Just waiting to get the other 2 podium sitters in here.
Yeah, I think he left the lobby immediately. I know he has a 1-year-old. I think it's a daughter. He's a 1-year-old daughter, I think. So, he's always take care of her.
Okay, yeah, so I guess then wow, I'll say from my point of view, it's safe.
Phantom just cut out. Phantom,
Sure.
yo, I'm sorry I was out there with 2 laps to go, like racing like that, but I had to get by. First sauce, for that final sector. I don't like racing like that, man. I like to do it. So you don't hate me for it.
That's nice. My batteries died. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I really wanted to catch Marlon. I knew I could with the fresh softs. I'm sorry for that nudge. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. No, I don't like to race like that, but I had to catch Marlon.
So I'll go to you first, Money Hustard, because you finished P3. I'm pretty sure you'll protest at 5 seconds.
I will.
So we'll see post Steward's report. Yeah, so you may have just made a move for P1 on the final lap of the race. Yeah, I know it was a bit aggressive with Phantom towards the end, but still, in the end, you kind of needed to do it to get on to the back of Marlon. Marlon picks up the win, of course, as of right now. But yeah, talk us through your race. It looks like you had pretty decent pace the entire race. So yeah, just talk us through it.
Qualifying, I picked up some damage, and then I ran to a wall. So I disqualified myself from qualifying, started the back. I knew I could make the medium to soft work. I was actually planning on one stopping. So the first stint, I actually ended up getting spun out at one point as well. Thankfully, got no damage from the spin. So I was just on the back foot the whole race. And I saw Marlon. Eventually, I caught up to him after the first people pitted. I was gaining on him like half second to second lap, and I knew he was going to be in the lead. So I knew it was possible to catch him. And then we both came in for softs. I think he came in end of 18, I came in end of 19, or maybe I pushed both of those numbers back one. It was end of 17, end of 18. So I came out, I think, 10 seconds behind him. I was cutting in about a second a lap to him. I had one lap fresher, but I had the pace here. And then that safety car came out. It was a Haas around the pit entry. I don't know which Haas it was. But Marlon had already gone by. I was able to squeeze in and get fresh softs. So I knew I was on the fresh softs coming out of that safety car. We were really close during that safety car restart. And I was just hugging Phantom. And I had to brake because I was about to run in the back of you. And then unfortunately Milk didn't brake in time, and he ran in the back of me. And that's how I got that 5 seconds. So I apologize to Milk for that. But I mean, that's just, you got to be careful in those safety car restarts, getting a little too close to people, especially with 2 laps to go. Everyone's really antsy. And then unfortunately had to send a bit of a dive bomb on Phantom. But thanks for being nice there. I had the fresh softs. I know you were on lap 7, 8 lap old softs at that time. So I knew if I was going to catch Marlon, I had to do it there. I couldn't afford to follow you through the S's. And caught Marlon on that long straightaway into the hairpin. So yeah, hopefully I can protest it and get the P1 back.
Well, I will say, because I was mentioning that you would probably protest the 5 seconds, it definitely made those final laps a lot more interesting, especially with the fact you had to get through 2 cars to potentially get P1. So congratulations on your, at the time, podium P3. Hopefully for your sake it will be P1 later. So now let's move on to Phantom. Well, at lap 23 it didn't look like at lap 23 it looked like a podium was pretty unlikely, actually. Then there's this thing called the safety car came out, and a couple cars ahead of you pitted of Money Hustard and I forgot his name. He was in the Alpha.
Milk.
No, it wasn't Milk, because Milk was behind Phantom, actually.
Oh.
It was the Alpha Romeo.
Caveman is his gamer tag.
Caveman pitted, as well as Money Hustard, and you were promoted up into P2, no penalties. And at that point, you had a beautiful chance for a podium, and, well, right now, no matter if Money Hustard gets his 5 seconds taken away or not, you'll still be either P2 or P3, but P2 right now, yeah, it seemed like a pretty quiet race until the end. A little inter-team battle with your teammate Milk kind of threw out. You're always pretty close to each other throughout that race. So, yeah, talk us through that race.
Yeah, qualifying was kind of the same, at least compared to what Money was saying. I was kind of having a difficult time just trying to find, especially through the S's, the right line and just kind of pace around there. Didn't really have the best start on my side. Just kind of stuck with the midfield battles where everyone's trying to get their shoulders out and hold position. But then, yeah, as soon as I believe around lap 10, it was pretty much quiet. Didn't really see a whole lot of people except for Milk last few laps before the safety car. And then, knowing that it was going to be probably a 2-lap shootout, it was going to either be risk it and stay on the old softs, which I did, or go into the pits. And knowing kind of how Vietnam is, I wanted the track position and just kind of hold out as much as I can on all the guys who were on the newer softs, and paid off fairly well.
Well, I will say that, in my eyes, that is a bright decision to stay out, because those last 2 laps, it was pure engine power and battery power, and how much drag was on your car as well, because no DRS those last 2 laps. So everything that you two just did was without DRS. So yeah, that was some pretty great racing considering that. Yeah, so Phantom, I'd like to say congratulations on your podium, nevertheless, of Money Hustard's time penalty. But yeah, you two at the end put on a really good race towards the end, especially with you hunting down P1 Money Hustard. Yeah, I'd like to say it was a great race from the commentator's perspective. I'm glad you guys actually did get a commentator tonight, as it was looking like that might not happen. But it happened, and you two put on a great race. The entirety of Tier 5 put on a great race. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for watching BRL Tier 5 at Vietnam, and we will catch you next week for the Chinese Grand Prix.